Do you know what I mean? Like in terms of what is his actual job role when he is in that position? Is he there to be the fox in the box? Someone who's supposed to, sniff out, chances and things like that. I don't feel, and again, I could be totally wrong. I don't feel like, of course, he's put in there because of his striking instincts. I feel like what he's ended up doing, and obviously because he hasn't got no Kai Havertz, there's no Gabriel Jesus, of course, both injured. You kind of needed a body in there who can add to your midfield at the same time. So when we talk about other teams in terms of when they play with a false nine, obviously a false nine, they'll of course drop in to these kind of positions and make it difficult. And then of course you've got your two kind of wide players who end up being wide strikers, and then of course they start making their runs infield, and then things like that start to happen. And I think that was one of the key reasons as to why you would put someone like Merino up front as opposed to an 𝐒𝐷𝐻𝐿 as an example, because 𝐒𝐷𝐻𝐿 works well on this right-hand side of the midfield with a Bukayo Saka in terms of the pockets of spaces, the 1-2s that they obviously do with each other, and they've already got a connection. And Declan Rice is then able to do the same over here on this left-hand side. But of course, he can still get forward. He can obviously come back into here. He can, I wouldn't say a free license, because obviously I do know with Arsenal, it's very structured, but at least that allows for the opportunity, for him to do so. And then Partey obviously has this kind of area here where he can just kind of mop up, and things like that. And I felt like that's one of the main reasons as to why Merino was probably I would say, obviously this is all hindsight by the way, but I guess now looking at it, it was the obvious choice in terms of you needed someone up front anyway. So let's put someone like Merino up there, someone who can actually be a threat in the box, obviously due to his height, due to his heading ability,